and information will be on the screen as well. Chief, let's come back to what you like best about the job. I know your wife might be watching, so you may want to say something that makes her feel good. I don't know, but just because there's certainly downsides every day. But people do not enter this profession unless they find some sort of self-satisfaction. So I just wonder what you like best about it.
Well, I think what I enjoy the most and what keeps me so inspired about the job is that cops seem to be the eternal optimists. I mean, they seem to make things better. Magical things happen when police officers are engaged in the lives of families and children in particular, and they make sense out of nonsense, so to speak. Cops respond to a lot of symptoms and behaviors that oftentimes are not traditional police problems, but police officers are social workers. Police officers understand interaction and how individuals function, and they seem to make sense out of things that are going on in our communities and put value in people's lives. So what I appreciate so much about what they do and the satisfaction I get is that they leave people in better shape than when they found them in. They kind of take the chaos and they take the disorder and they put it in perspective, and they find value in people's lives, and that means the most to me and everyone else. You meet new people every day, new chapters of their experience and their expertise and communication skills. They're able to restore confidence and restore people's sense of well-being, and that's the thing that gives me the greatest pride.
Well, I got to tell you, in preparation, I'm sure when you were asked to kind of come on the show, you went through your mind about how do I get prepared for this. For myself, I had the question I wasn't going to ask, but you kind of answered for me. Is how do you find that optimism? Because as a person on the street, when you pick up the paper and see page 3 of the Register, for example, every paper you have to do that. And in my mind, I said I want to ask the chief and Ron as well, and the rest of the officers where they find that sense of optimism. But I really don't want to put them on the spot. But that's important.
But it means a lot. I mean, they couldn't possibly go out there and do their job, and I couldn't possibly help them and lead them in locating resources and training and equipment if I didn't think that they can make a difference.
Yeah.
I know they can. So we see some of those stories as well, but we know that the good stories far outweigh the bad stories. Yeah. And even in those tragedies, the officers are able to restore people's lives and well-being and sense of confidence by being sympathetic, by finding those that have caused some injustice and holding them accountable, but to also letting victims know that they're not alone.
Yes.
They have someone to lean on who's going to help them, not just today, but tomorrow as well. And so those relationships with community policing are so meaningful and valuable that those are the actual seeds of the future of this community. Community policing is the only antidote to crime. New Haven has it, and we're utilizing it.
That's tremendous. Ron, I'm going to come back to you in terms of the what do you like best, the fulfilling part in the next segment, because I want to give time for ELSA, for ELSA and Heather to kind of respond as well. So, ELSA, we'll start with Heather. We'll change up. Yeah, see, you're kind of just waiting to see what she's going to say. No, we're going to the same old teacher kind of thing. Tell us a little bit about any aspect of the job that you found that you find most rewarding or satisfaction.
I think that the part that I like the most is when you go on a medical call or a fire call, and
Yes.
people are so thrilled that you're there.
Yeah.
They're so thrilled that you're willing to take control of it and solve the problem, or because usually when I get there in the fire department, whether it's a fire or medical emergency, they're in a panic. And it's nice to have experience, and I get a lot of experience at Engine 11, that it's nice to be able to go into the situation and say, know that you can take care of it, know that you're going to be able to put the situation to some kind of
resolution.
sanity or resolution. And I like the fact that people look at you like, okay, you fixed it for us, thank you. And a lot of times we put out just a small fire, they're clapping for us, and it was very nice to feel that kind of community pride that they were glad you're there and being able to help them.
And speaking of community pride, Engine 11 is in what area of New Haven?
It's in the Hill.
In the Hill District, sure. So that's vital. We got to keep the Hill. And also, just as we kind of wrap up this segment, again, whatever's kind of self-satisfying, what satisfies you, something you feel passionate about, just part of the job that is kind of self-fulfilling.
The best part of this job is being the problem solver, being able to assist people in the community from something very minor to something very large. For example, you have a child that has some kind of problem with aggression, having resources to give the parents to say, hey, okay, we have a child study, we have this other agency that'll come out and speak to your child, try to find out why they're going through this aggression. So the big problem-solving solutions that the department has to offer. I
That's
think.
tremendous. Again, we didn't do much rehearsing, but everybody's right on point, because these are the points we wanted to kind of communicate to the audience. Thank you so much. We're going to bring in two more officers, and we're going to keep Chief Ortiz and Assistant Chief Dumas with me, and
Okay.
unless you have any. Okay, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.